The movie opens with a futuristic setting in the year 2142, right in outer space. A Weyland-Yutani corporate spacecraft discovers the wreckage of the USCSS Nostromo, which was destroyed in 2122. Among the debris, they find a strange cocoon-shaped rock. Curiosity drives them to study the object, which turns out to contain the fossil of a terrifying creature, the xenomorph, a highly lethal endoparasitoid organism. However, the origin of the xenomorph remains a mystery. Was this creature created by David from Alien, Covenant, or is it truly part of an original alien race in the universe? There is no definitive answer. The story continues 6 months later on the planet LV-410, located about 60 light-years from Earth. The planet boasts unique scenery with an asteroid ring encircling it, situated under a star system known as Jackson Star. Here, more than 2,700 humans work tirelessly, or rather, are enslaved, by Weyland-Yutani to mine its abundant coal reserves. We are then introduced to Rain, a young mining worker. Today is supposed to be her special day because her contract as a worker has ended, and Rain is entitled to her freedom. Rain is an orphan who grew up with Andy, a humanoid android similar to David from Prometheus. Initially, Andy was created to assist Rain's father with his work. However, after her father passed away, Andy was reprogrammed to care for and accompany Rain. Their relationship goes beyond just human and machine. Rain considers Andy her brother. Rain heads to the mining office to settle her release. However, instead of good news, she is hit with a shocking blow. Her contract is extended for another 6 years without any clear reason. Amid the chaos, Andy encounters trouble. A group of mischievous kids attacks him, damaging his body and causing it to leak fluid resembling blood. Luckily, Andy is a product of Weyland-Yutani's collaboration with Xiaomi technology, allowing Rain to easily repair him. Shortly after the incident, Rain receives a video message from Tyler, her ex-boyfriend, inviting her to join a secret mission with Andy. Without hesitation, Rain and Andy head to the mining ship Corbellon, Tyler's base. There, they meet the rest of the crew, including Kay, Tyler's energetic younger sister. A new adventure full of danger and mystery begins. The adventure becomes even more thrilling when Tyler introduces 2 other members of their team, Bjorn, his impulsive cousin, and Navarro, Bjorn's girlfriend, who also serves as the pilot of their mining ship, the Corbellon. Tyler then shares his grand plan with Rain. They all intend to escape their miserable lives on this planet. Their destination is the planet Iavaga, a world said to resemble Earth, with tens of thousands of colonies living far better lives. The journey to Iavaga takes 9 years from LV-410. So the only way is to use cryo-sleep capsules, a technology that allows their bodies to be frozen during the long trip. The problem is, the Corbellon mining ship doesn't have cryo-sleep capsules, and if they dare to steal from Weyland-Yutani's mining office, a death sentence could await. However, Tyler has a plan. Recently, while exploring LV-410's orbit, they discovered a Weyland-Yutani cargo ship called the USCSS Romulus, trapped in the planet's gravity. The old ship, built in 2106, seemed abandoned for a long time and had likely gone undetected, possibly due to LV-410's atmosphere, which is filled with constant lightning storms. Tyler is convinced the cryo-sleep capsules they need are on board. Tyler's plan is simple but risky. They will steal the cryo-sleep capsules from Romulus. To access it, they need Andy, as he is a Weyland-Yutani android capable of navigating the ship's security systems. Initially, Rain is hesitant to join, but the relentless pressure of life on this planet, combined with the fact that Rain has no one else, eventually convinces her to agree. The team begins their mission. They pilot the Corbellon and try to break through LV-410's fierce storm. Rain, who has never left the planet's atmosphere, is mesmerized seeing Jackson Star, the sun of this system, up close for the first time. After successfully reaching the location, they discover that the cargo ship Romulus is actually split into 2 parts, Romulus and Remus. With great caution, Tyler, Bjorn, and Andy enter Romulus through a ventilation shaft. The conditions inside the ship are unstable. Gravity turns on and off randomly due to a malfunctioning generator. After reaching the control room, Tyler manages to reactivate the gravity generator, allowing them to move more easily. Not long after, they find 5 cryosleep capsules still intact. Unfortunately, upon inspection, the capsule fuel is only sufficient for a 3-year journey, far short of the 9 years they need. Still, Tyler doesn't give up. He orders the team to transfer the capsules to the Corbellon, while he, Bjorn, and Andy search for additional fuel in the cryo depot. Meanwhile, Navarro is busy piloting the Corbellon to ensure the capsules are successfully moved. Meanwhile, another drama unfolds on the ship. Kay, Tyler's younger sister, suddenly starts vomiting without any clear reason. When Rain asks her about it, Kay finally admits that she is pregnant, and the father of her baby is an irresponsible jerk. Kay begs Rain not to tell Tyler, as she fears her brother would lose his temper if he found out. This conflict adds tension to their mission, which is already full of risks and uncertainty. While exploring the Romulus, tension starts to rise between Bjorn and Andy. Bjorn, who clearly dislikes androids, begins to treat Andy harshly. It turns out this stems from his past. Bjorn's mother died in a collapsed mine accident when an android decided to save over a dozen other miners instead of his mother. Since then, Bjorn has held a grudge against all androids. When they reach the control room, they come across a horrifying scene, a massive hole and the remains of a heavily damaged synthetic android, likely from a laser weapon attack. Even so, they continue their exploration until they find a room they believe contains cryofuel. However, when Bjorn tries to grab one of the fuel canisters, his finger accidentally touches its surface and freezes instantly. The situation worsens when the ship's alarm system goes off and the room's doors slam shut. Tyler immediately asks Andy to open the door, but Andy fails because his programming is incompatible with the ship's access system. As they try to find a way out, a terrifying fact emerges. The room isn't a cryofuel storage, but a laboratory containing hundreds of facehuggers in a frozen state. Facehuggers are the second stage in the xenomorph life cycle, designed to latch onto a victim's face and implant a chestburster, a larva that will later grow into an adult xenomorph. Outside, Rain and Navarro, hearing the commotion, decide to enter the Romulus to help. Rain finds the remains of the damaged synthetic android and tries to transfer its memory into Andy so he can access all of the ship's systems. However, before Andy finishes processing the data, the temperature in the laboratory rises, causing the ice encasing the facehuggers to begin melting. The facehuggers start to come back to life. As the facehuggers begin to move, Andy finally becomes active and successfully opens the door. Unfortunately, as they try to close the door again, one of the facehuggers leaps onto Navarro's face. The situation becomes even more chaotic when Andy suddenly displays different behavior. In a firm tone, he declares himself as Andy 255, a Weyland-Yutani android. Apparently, Andy's memory has merged with data from the Romulus android. To find a solution, they reactivated the damaged synthetic android named Rook. Rook explained the horrifying situation they were facing. The Romulus had previously carried xenomorphs retrieved from the remnants of the Nostromo incident. The researchers on the ship attempted to revive the xenomorphs, which ended with all of them being killed. One of the xenomorphs was successfully killed, but its acidic blood created a massive hole in the ship, which also destroyed part of Rook's body. As the situation grew more urgent, Rain suggested freezing the facehugger's tail to remove it from Navarro. The method worked, but Rook warned them that Navarro wasn't completely safe. A xenomorph embryo might already be implanted, and sooner or later, something would emerge from her body. Andy, now acting more like the Romulus android than his former self, suggested they stay on the ship and devise a strategy. However, Bjorn, who had grown sick of everything involving androids, attacked Andy with an electric shock, sending him flying. This internal conflict only added to the weight of the dangers surrounding them. When Navarro was brought back to the Corbellon, the situation became even more chaotic. On board, Navarro started feeling unwell. Panicking, she shone a flashlight on her stomach, and together with Kay, they were horrified to see the shadow of a chestburster, the xenomorph embryo, moving inside her. The tension peaked as Navarro suddenly fainted and began convulsing. Amid the chaos, her leg accidentally kicked the control lever, causing the Corbellon to spin wildly. Unfortunately, the moment only worsened. Navarro's chest suddenly burst open, and the horrifying little creature, the chestburster, emerged ferociously. Kay, witnessing the event up close, was frozen in overwhelming fear. Meanwhile, the out-of-control Corbellon crashed into the Romulus hangar, causing severe damage. The collision sent the Romulus, which had been slowly orbiting LV-410, hurtling faster toward an asteroid belt. They now had less than an hour before a potentially fatal impact. Elsewhere, Tyler, Rain, and Andy realized the enormous danger looming and decided to rescue Kay in the hangar. However, the journey to the hangar wasn't easy. They had to navigate corridors now teeming with facehuggers, parasitic creatures ready to attack at any moment. Rook explained that facehuggers behaved like snakes and used heat sensors to detect their prey. Since human bodies naturally emit heat, they were easy targets. Andy then proposed a solution, raising the room temperature to match their body temperature. That way, the facehugger would struggle to detect them. But there was one important warning. They had to stay calm. Fear, nervousness, or even slight tension could trigger the facehugger to attack. After the room temperature was raised, the three of them gathered their courage and entered the corridor. The sight inside sent chills down their spines. Throughout the corridor, they found the gruesome remains of the ship's previous crew, some of whom appeared to have fallen victim to brutal facehugger attacks. Meanwhile, inside the Corbellon, Kay tried to find a way out. However, her efforts led her to a horrifying sight. A xenomorph was busy building a nest nearby. In the middle of the chaos, Bjorn suddenly appeared, trying to play the hero. With an electric rod in hand, Bjorn attacked the xenomorph. But instead of defeating it, the attack caused the xenomorph to release its acidic blood, which splattered onto Bjorn. Within seconds, his body began to melt due to the corrosive nature of the blood. Kay, witnessing this tragic scene, panicked and tried to escape the Corbellon. Unfortunately, the only exit was locked, leaving her trapped in what seemed like an increasingly inescapable danger. Terrified, Kay eventually managed to contact Tyler through the intercom. With a voice full of desperation, she asked for directions to the Corbellon's door key. After Tyler provided instructions, Kay found the key and quickly unlocked the exit. But as soon as she stepped out, she fell and fainted on the floor. Her scream echoed, drawing the attention of the facehuggers. The three had no choice but to sprint through the corridor full of creatures, where every step felt like a gamble with fate. Once they made it out of the corridor, Kay regained consciousness. Cautiously, she tried to find a way out, moving silently and hoping not to attract attention. However, her efforts were in vain when she came across an adult xenomorph dragging the bodies of Bjorn and Navarro. The sight horrified her, but she remained focused on finding the exit, which was unfortunately locked. Just then, Tyler, Andy, and Rain appeared from behind the door. Hope flickered for a moment, but so did the threat. The xenomorph reappeared, moving toward Kay with an intimidating gait. Andy immediately realized it was a trap. The xenomorph wanted them to open the door so it could attack everyone at once. Andy firmly refused to open the door, even though Tyler insisted on saving Kay. In the tense situation, Rain finally revealed that Kay was pregnant, hoping Tyler would be more rational. However, Andy, now controlled by the Romulus system, remained unmoved. Unfortunately, the decision came too late. The xenomorph grabbed Kay and dragged her into the darkness. Tyler could only watch in anger and frustration. Andy then led Tyler and Rain to the laboratory, where they discovered something shocking: the Prometheus strand. Rook, the lab's AI system, explained that the Prometheus strand was a mixture of human and alien DNA, considered a major breakthrough in human evolution. A test video showed a dying mouse becoming healthy again after being injected with the mixture. However, the video continued, revealing horrifying side effects. The mouse transformed into a xenomorph hybrid and died a gruesome death. Despite knowing the risks, Andy took one sample of the Prometheus strand and handed an M41 pulse rifle to Tyler and Rain. They were now prepared to face the real threats aboard the ship. As they explored the corridor toward the xenomorph nest, Tyler heard faint groaning. Cautiously, they followed the sound and found Kay, still alive, encased in a xenomorph cocoon. Her body looked weak, but there was a glimmer of hope. Tyler rushed to inject the Prometheus strand to save her, but Rain stopped him, warning of the dangerous side effects. After a brief argument, they decided to free Kay from the cocoon and carry her toward the lift that connected to the hangar. With time running out and the xenomorph threat looming, their journey to the lift became a battle for survival. As soon as they reached the lift, the tension escalated when a xenomorph suddenly emerged from the shadows and attacked Rain. Tyler, with extraordinary reflexes, jumped to protect Rain. However, his bravery came at a great cost. The xenomorph's sharp tail pierced Tyler's body, and the attack also sent Andy flying, causing severe damage and leaving him unresponsive. While the gravely injured Tyler was carried off by the xenomorph, more xenomorphs appeared, and Tyler ultimately met a tragic end. Overcome with guilt and despair, Rain stayed focused. She guided Kay to the lift, ensuring her safety. But as the lift began to ascend, Kay suddenly experienced intense pain in her abdomen. Silently, Kay decided to inject herself with the Prometheus strand, hoping it would save her. Meanwhile, Rain made the brave decision to return and rescue the stranded Andy. Rain managed to find Andy in the corridor. She decided to remove the control module that had been limiting the android, restoring Andy's original consciousness. However, the moment of relief didn't last long. Dozens of xenomorphs appeared from all directions, blocking every escape route. Thinking quickly, Rain decided to shut off the ship's gravity generator. As the gravity disappeared, the xenomorphs floated uncontrollably, giving Rain a chance to fire at them. Bullets from her rifle destroyed the creatures one by one, although their acidic blood began to spread everywhere, corroding the ship's floors and walls. After the intense struggle, Rain and Andy started making their way to the lift. They carefully navigated pools of acidic blood that threatened every step they took. However, just as they arrived, gravity suddenly reactivated. Rain lost her footing and fell, narrowly avoiding the elevator that almost crushed her. Fortunately, Andy managed to hold the elevator and helped Rain escape the dangerous situation. Meanwhile, the acid blood leakage caused unstable pressure in the corridor. Walls began collapsing, and air was being sucked out of the ship. The lift that Andy had been holding was also pulled out, crashing into the remaining xenomorphs. However, one surviving xenomorph managed to grab Rain. Before the creature could kill her, Andy picked up the rifle and, with a precise shot, killed the xenomorph. Rain and Andy finally reached the hangar. They found Kay already aboard the Corbellin. There was no time to rest as Romulus began moving rapidly toward an asteroid belt. In the final moments before the ship was destroyed, they successfully launched the Corbellin, leaving Romulus and the Rook system buried in the asteroid explosion. Once they were safe, Rain made a quick decision. She placed Kay into a pod to ensure her safety. Despite their injuries, losses, and trauma, there was a small glimmer of hope at the end of their long journey. On their way to the planet Yavaga, Rain rerouted the Corbellin, hoping to start over in a new world. Before entering her cryo capsule, she ensured Andy was assigned to watch over them during the journey. However, when it was Rain's turn to sleep, something seemed off with Kay's capsule. Its system malfunctioned, and upon inspection, Rain found that Kay's condition had worsened. The DNA mixture Kay had injected was causing her vital organs to weaken. Even more shocking, her abdomen had swollen, indicating a birthing process that was anything but human. Rain was horrified as Kay, instead of giving birth to a child, delivered a xenomorph egg containing something far more terrifying. Realizing the danger, Rain immediately discarded the egg. However, it cracked open, spilling acidic blood that burned through the floor. Acting quickly, she used a Cero spray to freeze the egg. Once frozen, Rain could see the contents more clearly. A hybrid human xenomorph creature, the result of combining human DNA, xenomorph genetics, and the engineer race from the Prometheus project. The egg eventually fell into the cargo hold filled with coal. Rain descended to the cargo hold, trying to hunt down the creature, but the situation grew worse when the hybrid creature, now a horrifying blend of engineer and xenomorph, emerged and began attacking. Andy, trying to protect Kay, became a victim, sustaining severe damage that left him nearly non-functional. The creature even brutally devoured Kay's heart. Seeing the horrifying scene, Rain acted immediately. She tried using the Cero spray again to immobilize the creature, but it was useless. With no other options, she donned an astronaut suit to execute a dangerous plan, luring the creature into the cargo hold and ejecting the entire cargo, along with the creature, into space. As Rain successfully lured the creature into the cargo hold, she prepared to release the entire load. However, the creature attacked, escalating the chaos. In a final heroic move, Rain kicked one of the xenomorph eggshells, whose acidic blood corroded the cargo's metal plating. Just before everything was sucked into space, Rain managed to secure herself with a safety tether. She watched as the creature clung on using its tail, but with one last pull of the lever, she released the cargo and the creature. Both were sucked into the asteroid belt, where the creature ultimately met its end in a collision with an asteroid. Now, only Rain survived. In his dying state, Andy was placed into a cryopod. Before entering the last pod herself, Rain recorded her final message. Even though she knew the future might bring similar challenges, she remained optimistic and confident that she could face them. The film ends with the Corbellan slowly leaving LV-410, heading toward the planet Yavaga, carrying humanity's last hope.